and we Yo TV, we back here.
Youth culture, youth voices, youth power, coming at you.
What's happening, we Yo TV out here?
Before we go any further, I have to big up the magazine, Youth Outlook.
Youth Outlook, chronicle of young people's lives in the Bay Area.
We're known all over the Bay and beyond.
Got a lot of good stuff for you this time. Yo!
I realized some didn't make it. I could have been one of the ones who lost my way. And there were times, Lord, I know I almost went crazy. Yeah.
One thing that we really wanted to have like an event or a block party like this is to really just bring the community out together and have like some resources out, because the school is about to start like in the fall, like in a couple of weeks, and we really wanted to give like the youth here some free resources and to connect them when school starts.
We got Seal in the house. We got the digital justice team, YMR Youth Movement Records. We got the mayor in the house, the mayor of Richmond. Give it up for the mayor of Richmond in the house.
Hello, it's so wonderful to be here at RISE and with all the partners that are partnering with RISE to make this wonderful upbeat event happen. You know, this is the 5th youth event in 2 days in Richmond that I've been at. The youth in Richmond are really rising, and how appropriate to be here at RISE. Rise up, absolutely. We know they want and are advocating for more youth activities and youth programs. And I myself, as mayor, have been working very closely with our city staff as well as with youth groups to promote these activities, because these are what will keep our youth activated and healthy, and will avoid those youth who otherwise might end up in poor lifestyles.
Sometimes like just walking around Richmond is not necessarily safe anymore. So one thing that we really wanted to create like an atmosphere and environment around here is that like a safe environment where people can just walk around, get food, get resources, talk to some folks, go to the center. So the RISE Center itself specifically for ages 14 to 21. So we really target the youth to be like one of the key stakeholders here in Richmond. So like as much as we have hired adult staff here, we also have hired youth staff to make the decisions around. And I think what's so special about the RISE Center in comparison to any other youth center is that like it's a collab, it's a youth and adult collab run. So we can't make the decisions without actually dealing with the youth.
I'm part of the RISE leadership team, and there's like 10 people in the RISE leadership team, and we make decisions on how to make more events, how to make less violence, and how to make a better place in RISE Center.
We can't build a better society without hearing from the youth. You know, it's just, we can't have that kind of hierarchy. We need to have the youth make space for them. Their voices and their leadership bring us all to a better place, a healthier planet, a more just planet, and a planet with opportunities for all.
Because you already know that boy Ty come from the city. Tell him where you from, Mike.
From Oakland to Stockton, I drop tons. It's pretty fun. I see the cops, I don't run because they suck, they so slow anyway. Twist a million J's, then spit some blazing hot stuff like some coal straight up in my chest from the heart through the dark. And I'm about to start another flow. Yes, I'm on a roll. I'm not very slow. I can roll my tongue like Latinas. Girls always ask about the wiener, but that's gross. I'm not trying to get dirty, but I'm straight sturdy, straight getting crazy, never lazy, can't faze me. So pass the mic to my left and let's see what you can do.
Go ahead, Jari. Go ahead, Jari.
Going like a white refugee vocabulary, quite scary. Doing this something like Holly Berry. I'm in the Monty Ball. Understand, I get it, how I live, I'm enthralled in the system. Yes, indeed, I dismiss them. When I get up on the mic, man, I got them pissing. Cause they shaking in they boots, calling boots. Something like a Dora, something like Fedora. Wear it on your hat, man, I'm something to keep you consciousness. I'm still on that t-shirt, and I get it right. Yeah, I put it work. This lyrical.
Tell them about HLT.
HLT. H-O-T. H-O-A.
I'm with the H-O-T, that's Hearts of Thunder, San Francisco Bay Area wonders. You know how it go when we step up in the show. Everybody like our flow. Yes, we go so hard. And we from the Bay. I'm from East Oakland, but that's okay. I do it good and I do it right. I'm finna have him rock this mic. Go ahead. Oh, he don't rap, but that's cool. We can do it like that, and that's real. And you already know. Come on.
We can bring that back. Yeah, we can bring that back. I hit the beat like a beatbox when I get up in it like I'm coming out the locks, right? Picking it with the key. My mentality takes on a whole nother type of physicality when it's coming out the mental mouth like a cavity. Spitting it lyrically, understand subliminally, getting to you like something off of TV. Now that I love music, but I love this type of stuff like this. P-O-T-R-Y. I hope my spelling is correct, man. I'm so fly. I get it so much.
H-O-T, H-O-T, H-O-T.
It seemed hot. I thought you forgot.
It seemed hot.
I thought you forgot. What?
It seemed hot. I thought you forgot.
What?
It seemed hot. I thought you forgot.
As fast as I can write, these thoughts are running through my mind.
Today I saw the sadness in the eyes of 14 girls. They were in the girls' unit for various reasons, but their expressions were all the same. Confused, lost,
positive thing of being in the halls was that I started to make use of my time
doing what my name is and then start an intelligent conversation. To me, an intelligent conversation is talking about things that
I
allow
want to
you
let
to
the
get
rain
to
wash
know
away the pain I
without the
have,
use of
wash away my
disrespect or
past,
sexual
most importantly, wash away the names they have labeled me. Never do I want to be labeled as a wart, a convict, a detainee, or a danger to society.
On Monday morning, July 20th, Tasha Alberty said goodbye to her children in their West Oakland home. When she returned, she and her kids were homeless, evicted by an Alameda County sheriff in a foreclosure action by her lender, First Franklin Home Loan. Acorn's local home defense group called a rally at Alberty's house to spotlight her plight and the mounting problem of foreclosures in this Oakland neighborhood.
My name is Martha Daniels. I am the vice chair of the foreclosure committee for Oakland.
We fight for people to stay, families and people to stay in their homes. Today, unfortunately, was a different situation. We defended her home twice. And her, Tasha Alberty, and we won. What happened today was very, very scrupulous. It was very disheartening. It was very sneaky, and it was very nasty. The way the sheriff did this, the way the bank did this, and the way the broker did this. We are still going to fight for her home because she has 4 children. One is autistic, one is still, and he's in school. One is still in school. She's a single parent, basically raising her children. She does work, and she did not get a notice that they were coming out here today.
My name is Tasha Alberty. I was a victim of a predatory loan. They came out without my knowledge today and evicted my children. I was at work, and they didn't. The sheriff, they didn't even say who they were. They just came in and they broke in the house. And my kids, they got up because they thought somebody was coming in. We live in a bad neighborhood, so they was thinking that somebody was coming, breaking in. My son said when he got to the door, the sheriff, rushed in and, my daughter was undressed, and they was pushing them out the way. And one of the sheriffs, my son said, had his hand on his holster, and they're treating us like we were like criminals or like I was a drug dealer or something. This is somebody that's trying to save their home. You know what I'm saying? So if we're trying to save our home, why is you treating me like I'm a criminal? It was like 15 police's sheriff department was out here. And the only thing I was asking them to do was help me save my house.
Acorn has successfully been working with people for many years. And we have successfully won many defenders. And I am very perturbed at the way Alameda County Sheriff did this today. We were even successful in calling Miss Nancy Nadell, who is the councilwoman for our district. She called First Franklin, who gave Tasha the loan. they hung up on Miss Nadell and Tasha.
I called First Franklin Mortgage Company, and I asked them if they could help me or assist me with the loan before I had ever stopped paying it. I paid it faithfully for 2 years, but I struggled to pay it. And they told me it was nothing that they can do to help me because I was still making my payments. So I stopped making the payments so that they could help me. And then when I stopped making the payments, I had every excuse in the world. Well, now you don't make enough money. Well, now your credit is bad. So where do I get the help from? I don't have nowhere to go. I mean, I'm still out here because I'm homeless. So I just became homeless. One day this morning I went to sleep. I woke up, went to work, and the same morning I'm homeless. We have people out here trying to get the media involved and let them know that where's all of this money that Obama, I qualify for the Obama law, the rule, whatever he wrote, I qualify for that. Why am I not getting the help? Because I qualify. They're not helping me. So who are they helping? Because the African Americans and the Mexicans, we're not getting that help. All of these people out here, we're fighting for the same thing, and 90% of us are African American descendants or Hispanic. So who are they helping? I just want to look at all these houses for sale and boarded up here. So who are they helping? I just want to know who they're helping. Tell me who they're helping.
Driven by passion, inspired by expression, created through emotions. Although my mindset is still a blank, my body starts to tell me a story. I'm seeing blue and white lines all around me, creating something of a new thought, a new person. The colors start to mold into a fixture. The fixture bends, jumps, caves, and spines. The colors start to change. The mold becomes irregular. The image stands in front of me. It begins to shape into a picture like a human-like statue. It starts to scream. The colors turn into red and black. It expresses this feeling of hatred and desire. My standpoint makes me feel less of a human. The temperature around me changes, cold to heat, freezing to scorching flames. The statue becomes my size, naked with no expression. This Play-Doh-like thing creates eyes with its own hands, stares at me with a blank face expression. The red and black start to take a different color. Red and black become light and blue and clear. This feeling of anger, remorse, hatred, and deceit leave. Now it was deep. A feeling of such a sadness, a depression, a weight of burden was put upon me. The sculpture drops into its knees, crying out for me, words that I cannot understand. Its face changed. The face shapes of mine. It seems as a mirror. It turns into a part of me, a young me, crying, asking, why? It really hit me this one day when I think he wrote the slam about him and how people call him by his name, which is nigger, and how it affects us black people, because like hearing that is just, it gets your attention and makes you say, what, how could you say that, you know? So it made me go down and write a slam about something similar to that. And from then on, like, I've been writing all sorts of slams, and like, it's just, it hits you, because a slam is anything you can make up. It can either be just a story, or you can just make it emotionally, like, it can be a message to someone. It can open up like a whole part of you that no one actually understands. Like, you can tell someone your darkest secret, or you can just make fun of it, make a comedy slam. Me, I'm more of the deep person. Like, I like to express myself than either making a comedy slam. I'll have to try it, but right now I'm gonna stick with the drama. Basically, it's been, I think, a month or so since I've been in this. I've only created a few slams, but so far I'm looking for more inspiration, because that's my only like feed, you know? That's what makes me write slams, is the inspiration that I need. And today, during one of the workshops, we had like this moment where we're supposed to like close our eyes and exercise and breathe in and out. And in that, like, it just inspired me to make this slam. It was amazing. It just like, I never felt that before. I couldn't stop writing, and all these words, like, I never wrote them before. I felt like a different person inside, and it was deep. You know how some people, they separate themselves, like either going somewhere else or just right there at that moment, you think, this is the perfect inspiration. I'd walk off, find a nice quiet room by myself and start writing. Whether it's something like someone said about me and I start crying, it'd be an emotional slam because it was an emotional moment. And if it was just something really funny, I really wouldn't write about the slam about it, but I'd write something similar. And if I wrote a slam called Missing You, was basically about my uncle who now is locked up, and it was a real deep slam. Afterwards, I had to hug my family because it just really hit me. Like, I tore out my heart and put it on the stage. And I haven't cried in a while, like last year, the last time I cried, and it's just thinking about it, And hearing other people's slams, you get like these goosebumps, like these feeling and chills. It just transforms you from a whole different person. Because it's a whole new hobby. Like, it's been around for so long, and I just want future kids like me, young, to start, you know, a whole new way of expressing yourself.
Youth Outlook documents current events and issues going on in your community. For more information, go to youthoutlook.org.
First time I seen Michael Jackson, all I wanted to do was be on stage and perform in front of people. Like, Michael Jackson gave me the motivation to be, just to rock the stage. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, when Moonwalker came out, I don't give a damn if you was playing basketball, playing my favorite game in the world, having my favorite video game. The moment I had that movie, that's all I was watching. I learned how to moonwalk. I mean, it's still rusty, but I learned. Yeah, look, check me out, son, check me. Yeah, that's all you get. That's all you get. That's all you get. Wait for the video, baby. Wait for the video. You know what I'm saying?
Look, MJ, it's like there's no words that need to be said. All I'm gonna say, greatest ever, greater than any musician, Elvis Presley, Beatles, whatever. Michael Jackson is number one.
Michael Jackson
forever.
Is
He's damn near.
He will come back
damn
in 12
near.
days.
Like the stuff that he was doing,
he will
you know
come
what I'm
back
saying?
in
Like
12 days.
Like the stuff that he was doing on stage, like
when he come out of the casket,
no other man can do that.
Walk on top of it.
That's what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Believe
as
that.
far as influence, everybody who been doing music from 1980 after owes their career to Michael Jackson. I don't care if you're the hardest rapper.
I play like this.
You know what I'm saying? You owe something to Michael Jackson. He been on since he was 6.
A beast when I devour enemies, cause I make careers feel like 5-hour energy. Plenty with the bitches, being still can't shit to me. The missus don't give a shit like an asshole with bitches trees. Hey, your assholes will shit on me. Concentrated chicks when I'm around because you shit to me. Go!
BJ to Dave Bush, we out here, El Rincon nightclub, San Francisco, California.
Hey, I'm illa. All the different breeds with no filler. The driller hit your wife and say my name, it's a killer. Watch me get my swag on jeans with the tag. I don't gotta stroll so my Jay say me on the tag.
We out here, Hypothesis mixtape.
Off top, the Jada Bush Experiment.
Jada Bush Experiment is coming. The Hypothesis mixtape. It's out right now. MySpace.com/Jada Bush. That's /JADA. BUSH.
I say this is illa. Hey, it's the type of sound to enable me to double up my thriller. Hey, I say this is illa.
We from Deep East Palato, and how we hooked up was me and Dave, like, we grew up together. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
look, check this out. I heard the nigga was making beats on PS2. And I didn't have no money for a recording studio. So I went to his house.
Don't even try whack rap, you a time MC killer. Check it. I used to play the crack block a little bit, but now you play with words like a laptop. Smart guy, Taj Lowry. I bring it back like the 80-something Audi. BJ the 5000, I'm Audi.
So Bush right here, you know what I'm saying? He's been an MC for forever. Dope MC, you know what I'm saying? He just ain't never had nobody to put no real authentic production behind him. So I said, look, why don't we collaborate on an album? I'll produce it. You rap on it.
I rap on it.
I'll do hooks.
He'll do the hooks.
You come up with concepts.
I come up with concepts.
I'll drop a verse here and there.
He drops a verse here and there.
We did our thing.
Don't even try whack rap, you a time MC killer, nigga. Refill. Hoes poking me just to see if he's real. I'm poking hoes just to see how double D's feel. I pull out the Smith, don't expect to see Will. My bitch is homicide, cause all I ever see is kills.
Like I totally say this, like the whole album, like people ask that all the time, but to be honest with you, like it's undescribable. Like we do all types of music. to hip hop, rap, R&B, rock. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like the music, it just speaks for itself. Like like I can't even put us in a box. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no, we don't even have a style.
All right, I got some. Dang. Yes, yes, sure, and you don't stop. Yes, yes, sure, and we won't stop. Drop it on the one, true origin be the land of the sun. Heartbeat, reminiscent of the sheepskin drum. Dark melanin, taking it back like the chant sound of the calling Saul Williams, taking it back like Robeson, old man river wisdom. When white days were done, beaten down by the sun, bring on the night. It comes down gently dark like me, this variation of dream. Not too far from a black wish. Langston Shore wasn't the last, the poet, taking it back. The way I got started was I was always a bookworm as a kid. Big bookworm. Why this is important to me is because I feel like this sharing your voice with others empowers not only yourself but other people, and you never know who you're inspiring. You never know what you may have in common with somebody else. You never know what your words are doing for other people, and your words actually do have an impact and they do change things for other people. So I feel like this is definitely like real significant work that we put out as youth, as people sharing in common threads of struggle, all of that. This is definitely important. As far as this being a career, I'm motivated to teach. I'm motivated to inspire young people who want to try and do what I'm doing right now, who really just want to, you know what I'm saying, be heard. And I want to be that encouraging voice to let them know you can do this too. It's nothing more special about me than anybody else. I feel like everybody can do this. I feel like if you have a piece of paper and you have a pencil and you have something to say, you can do this too. And I just want to be, you know what I'm saying, inspiring in that way. I mean, I feel like nobody's ever called me a nerd, you know what I'm saying? I was always the cool nerd person. Nobody called me a nerd. I didn't let them get away with that. Let's not even. So how I feel about it, I just feel like, for me personally, whenever I went up and said what I had to say, people respected it and they accepted it for what it was. I've never been shunned for saying what I had to say, and at least not to my knowledge. And if it happens, it's not something that I would let discourage me, because I know that what I have to say is important.
Youth Outlook documenta corrientes casos y temas sobre su comunidad. Para más información, irse a youthoutlook.org.
I'm Carol Walton. I'm 74 years old. I've had a career where I've worked with children as an elementary school teacher, as a evaluator of a Head Start program in New York, and an administrator there. I have a PhD in policy planning and administration, so I've done a lot of research and evaluation of schools. I'm a mother. And grandmother. I have a son who's 48 and grandchildren who are 17, 14, and 10.
I was the first to perform with the Boston Symphony at the age of
23. I was the youngest person to join the Boston Symphony, and the first person of color, the first person to join any major symphony. So he broke down a barrier, as Obama did, and he's the first. Before they thought it was Parkinson's, and later we found that it was called progressive supranuclear palsy. And the short name of it is, they call it also PSP, and it's atypical Parkinson's. It's like an atypical Parkinson's condition. So it means that at first you could walk, right? And use a cane. Well, at first he was walking slower. Then he had to use a cane. And then for the last, how long do you think it's been since you've had to use a wheelchair? Some time.
always been about 2 years.
On and off, yeah. And, well, one of the, I think the biggest problem is that being able to get around because it's harder for Ortiz. Well, he has a walker and sometimes he walks down the street, push that, but he has less and less energy to do that now. Well, it's been gigantic changes because we used to play tennis right up the street together, and we can't do that anymore. We used to run. Not run, but run. We walked. We went to the Y, exercised together a lot. Traveled. We haven't been able to travel, any long distance because of his problem. Friends, people, we can't really go out as much with people, so we don't see them as much. Financially, of course, there's more of a loss because Ortiz could do lectures and things. I could work more. It's very hard to do things that I'd like to do. Both of us, like Ortiz has written really a lot of memoirs of his whole life, and we need to put that together and to add more, but at the end of the day, it's just very hard, to get much done.
When I first started poetry, it was more of kind of expressing a feeling, a desire, a sense of determination through writing. But lately it's been more of a storytelling experience because you can see some poets who can just bring you into their world, into their memory with their words. So lately that's been, my aim is to tell a story and to have someone feel the sensations that I was feeling at a certain point in my life. See, her story was never told in his storybook, so the wheels on the bus that Rosa Parks sat on will continue to go rounds and round like two square dancers dancing around the bush that her belligerents beat around the room like the elephant from the motherland that everyone else was too afraid to mention. And the pain of unpaid pensions exits her body in the form of a roar resembling that of a bear, tree shaking violently in the coldest winter with the corpses of her ancestors dangling on dismal display.